was promising the same thing as far as more pay, less work. So
The only
Yes.
thing that comes to my mind is when I actually think about the whole being able to balance all these jobs to be financially viable on the same level for everyone so they can pick and choose as to what they find to be the most enjoyable,
Right.
is that the outcome is taxation. So to avoid the state going into a deficit, they have to taxate to a degree where it's more taxes incoming for the government, but people are still able to do their jobs, but that means having to increase the pay. So it's one of those balancing jobs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult for yourself and the other two running for mayor to kind of really get to the heart of individuals to kind of say we want to do this, but on the downside it's going to be this little bit of a taxation bump, but you won't notice it because we're going to increase the pay that you get at the same time. It's one of those things where it's very tricky to kind of appease to everyone, and it's very difficult to do that because
It will always be a balance act. Right now, we have enough money in the state budgets that we can mess around and figure things out. That's obviously not always going to be possible because if we do get to a point where we pay out more than we do earn, then obviously yes, we would have to tax people a bit more. But at the same time, I think with how things are right now, it feels like Grime, G6, sanitation all seem to be in a pretty decent spot. People are not really complaining anymore.
Oh my god, hi Mick.
Hi.
Here's a question
mean-
for you.
You're
Yeah.
looking
What's your
hot as
stance on
always.
the
Thank you.
ban of working at night?
Sorry.
What's your stance on the ban of working at night?
I think it makes
Well-
sense in some areas, but at the same time, this is not something that we implemented. This is the federal government that implemented it.
right.
We did talk at the debate yesterday about having a work week kind of thing, or like you can work a certain amount, but you can work, you can do 24 hours basically if you wanted to do that instead of being told that you can only work in days and not nighttime.
So what you're saying is, out of say a 7-day period, people would be able to work like a maximum of like say 35 hours during that week. Then after that 35 hours is up, they can't really necessarily do any more of those works, which makes people get out and socialize. People in
Yeah,
restaurants,
something
bars,
like
stuff
that. Basically, we're not
Okay,
telling people
okay.
how to live their life and when to work or not to work, but we're still trying to limit it to a certain degree. I do think that having a day and night cycle like that is fine in some areas, but I hate the fact that I can't get my car fixed at night.
Yeah.
See, but the thing is, right, so just today alone, I have had the misfortune of waking up and getting here at a time where it is just after me being able to clock in, which means I'm stuck here for over an hour waiting to be able to clock in. Which, sure, I could be out doing other things, and it's my own damn fault for getting here when I did. But the crazy thing is that if I came here 5 minutes earlier, I could be doing jobs all night long. He still lets me take contracts and do whatever the fuck I want at night. Same thing with towing. I just can't clock in because I wasn't here 5 minutes sooner. So I'm allowed to work at night. I just can't clock in, and that's really silly.
I feel like it's and this is just me being honest, I feel like it's an oversight because Grime, when it becomes night, you're not able to take on contracts, as far as I know. I feel like some.
Group 6
You
is
can
like
for
to give
group
out
6,
overtime.
and towing doesn't necessarily give you jobs, like how you get those breakdown calls or whatever that are out near Toledo or whatever
Right.
the fuck. But you can go and find cars that are fucking around up on a sidewalk or whatever and tow them yourself, so you can still work.
Yeah. Again, it's not something that we put in place. I feel like there's some hit and miss when it comes to it. I feel like if it was done, it should be the same across the board, which is currently not. I also don't think that we should tell you when you can and cannot work. We do want people to go out and socialize. We do want people to take breaks and not, sit in their truck 24/7. But again, it's your life, basically. You should be able to do whatever you want.
The thing
That's not for the
is,
state to decide.
if you're just a civilian, running around, living your life, doing whatever, states, cities still rebuilding, still getting back up and running. You don't necessarily have a lot of places to go or things to do if you're not, with a group or have
That's what you make of
a
it, I think.
government position or whatever. There's not a lot of people necessarily wanting to talk. It's pretty quiet And
It is
sometimes
quiet.
working, jobs like these is the only interactions you fucking get.
That is true. If I actually wasn't doing this, then I wouldn't have found out about EMS needing drivers and stuff, which I wouldn't have applied for if I didn't know that. So, there's those things, and like I said, it's
I
quiet
need more
elsewhere.
work.
You just have to basically be in the right spot at the right time to hopefully come across people who want to have a conversation.
Yeah, I noticed EMS is like in dire need of drivers because
Yeah, yeah.
there's usually almost always only like one person on duty.
Yeah,
that was
it's like I've been told I've got to wait a while because during the storms that I'm normally here, there's no one around to train. So that's going to be me waiting multiple weeks, and of course the people suffering due to not having a person out there to assist them. So I'm going to try and see if I can bump some heads together, maybe get like an online course done, just so people can get some basic first aid training.
we had the same. That was one of the questions at the debate yesterday as well, like first responders and whatnot. The issue is that people treat EMS doctors, PD2 like shit. That's why they have such a short. That's why they're low in numbers. Is because people are
Yeah.
abusing
They
the
don't appreciate
EMS.
them, yeah.
No, and it's unfortunate because you need them. They are out there saving your life. They're not there to make your life.
So there's
Harder.
a lot of turnaround.
There is, unfortunately, and it's something.
High turnover, yeah.
Yeah,
Turnover. Sorry.
EMS and doctors have the highest paying job in the city currently, but it doesn't mean that it's going to fix anything. Just because you get paid more doesn't mean that you can stand up to more abuse.
Exactly.
Well, I don't get it. Someone's trying to save your life. Why abuse them? That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't understand it either, and I can't wrap my head around it. But what I got told, and I do want to go on the EMS ride along just to experience it, because one thing is people telling me, another thing is experiencing it. But say that you took, a bit too long to get to a person, and they start chewing you out for being slow. It's like, well, we found you. We're here to help you. Like, what's the problem?
Yes.
You're probably not the only sick person in the city, so what do you?
Yeah, and it's like, we can't control the traffic, or if they happen to be, hiking up on Mount Chiliad, we don't, EMS don't have a helicopter available to get up there as quickly. So, it's a long trek.
All right. Now I have another question.
Yeah, shoot.
What in regards to G6? Right. I'm not sure if you're aware. Maybe you are. People getting robbed.
Yes, we are.
How do you plan to help us? I guess defend ourselves. I mean, there's only so much I could do with a wrench.
Well, the issue is me handing you a gun. You think that gun is going to help you? Like, obviously, it will help you if you get
It's
the
a
jump.
deterrent.
Yes, it is. But they will still, if they do get the jump on you, they will still fuck you up. We try, and again, this is why we.
Well, I think in relation, I mean, I think a requirement should be training. They'll just hand the gun out.
No, I agree.
Train everybody, and with proper training, you should, certain protocols like what to look out for, where to stand to guard the truck, and so on and so forth, so that you have the best preventative measures from getting robbed.
I do believe that you can get a discount for a weapons license if you have PD training, or PD can train you in how to handle a weapon. That's one thing.
Automatically get a discount, 20%, buying a weapons license, or and then you do the PD training, you get another discount.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I just don't think.
Is that something that's advertised? Because I'm not sure if a lot of people know about that.
How long have you been
I've never heard
on
of it.
G6?
About a week or so.
Yeah, so it's been out for a long time.
But I've come across like many other like G6 workers and interacted with a bunch of them, and not one person has like mentioned it. So
Have you asked the question?
good
How would
point.
you know to ask the question if you didn't know it existed?
Exactly. Just gave you the answer.
The only thing that really comes to my mind is maybe having like some upgraded technology in the vehicles where you can just press a panic button and everything locks down and make sure that the windows are bulletproof, so that kind of like protects you and
Yeah, like some sort of like, because
Batman shit.
like imagine just like going to get gas and then a fucking group just rolls up to you.
Oh, you mean like
all the knives.
earlier?
Yeah.
Is
You
your
know?
vehicle not bulletproof? I'm asking because I thought so.
I'm not sure if that van is
I've never
bulletproof.
tested it.
the
I've
van
never
is
tested
We
it.
Tier
I've
can
three.
never.
never find out.
Oh, tier 3 are currently bulletproof.
Tier 2 should
One
be
more
as well.
time. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Tier
Yeah.
3 are bulletproof.
Okay, I didn't know.
The thing is
What about
again.
pepper spray?
they're bullet resistant.
Taser is
Oh,
something.
yeah, bullet resistant. Sorry.
Yeah, pepper
Stop.
spray would be cool. 'Cause you
Yeah,
just
some
take,
pepper
like,
spray,
you pepper
yeah.
spray them in the eyes, and they can't see for a while.
So I'm
Actually,
gonna
that's actually a dope
I'm
idea.
gonna
Just some
That's
sort of
actually a
deterrent,
dope
because
idea.
again, a
Yes,
wrench is
I get-
kind of not going to scare a group of people.
I'm gonna do two things here. I'm gonna do what every other mayor or runner up or the person running for mayor is gonna tell you. It's like, yes, sure, we can do that.
Promise something and not.
But
promise
I'm also
not
going to tell you that things like this is not something that the mayor can ever promise you. I can say that it's something I will look into, and we can bring it forward to the federal government, but there is no promise. These are things that we, as the mayor's office, do not have the power over. What we can do is obviously we can try and make legislations to prevent people from dressing up like G6 employees to try and rob G6 employees or whatever it is they're doing, which we did yesterday.
Well, it's not so much they're dressing up as G6 employees. They legit just like running up to people and pulling out a knife. There's a group of them, and there's only there's 3 people max per job, and if there's 4 or 5, people with knives. What can we really do?
No, I get that. That's not the point. Was just that we are trying to do prevention, but it also we need feedback in terms of what the problems are, where the areas are. I know a lot of I think both Little Talks and Solomon are both trying to say that the quota system for PD is bad. I don't think it's inherently bad because the quota system is used to show where there is a problem. If G6 is being hit over and over and over again, why would we not promote and make sure that PD is looking after G6 employees that are being hit and targeted?
But the thing is,
Why?
are they actually
that-
hitting a specific? Are they hitting like the tier 2, tier 3s? Are they going for
No,
specific
that
ones?
system is
you know?
flawed, though. That system is completely flawed
made
because
it.
I got a ticket for driving on the sidewalk because of that quota. And I was driving on the sidewalk for a
No,
minimum of 2 seconds.
yes,
So,
I do agree with that, and it's
Yeah, they're just filling it to fill it. Like Slacks gave it to me, and then also it's been known that the vaults are the #1 areas that G6 gets hit. So it's not like you need a quota system for it.
no, I
You know,
agree.
That's the only, pretty much that's the main areas that get targeted. Now, has it dropped down? It has immensely dropped down, but that's only because of the networking that's occurred. And
The thing with that is that what you just mentioned is something that people have not brought forward until literally, I think that's the first time I heard about it was yesterday. And unfortunately, I had my last meeting yesterday, so making any sort of changes is only a maybe.
yeah, understandable.
So
This affects a lot of the new people though, because they're getting hit. As what the established people, they already are known and they don't really get messed with in that same fashion.
Yeah, I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not no pussy, but I also don't want to.
No, and it's not about
You know what I
you
mean?
being
So-
that way. It's about the fact that 6 versus 2 is they're gonna lose all day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't. I don't want to get stabbed.
4 versus 2, you're gonna lose all day because they got guns, and even if you did have a gun, I'm gonna tell you, no matter what system you put in place, unless you have a security force with you, which is not gonna happen, it's daydreaming, is that you're gonna get robbed. So just be prepared to carry only what you're prepared to lose, and not anything else.
Yeah.
So if you do
It-
carry
yeah.
a gun, you're gonna lose it. You just imagine you're gonna lose it 100% because those guys are looking for people with guns, and nobody experienced carries guns at all. We don't even carry weapons. Just let them have the vehicle. They take it, and we'll see you later.
yeah, and that's obviously not something that I want going forward. Like I had the conversation I think with Cornwood 2-3 days ago about, and he brought up the fact that people were impersonating G6 employees. I don't know if you guys are specifically targeted with that, or if this is just PD.
I've not seen it.
No, it might just be a PD thing. But it took me less than an hour to make a legislation to prevent this, which was approved yesterday. So these are the things like when we talk to you, when I come talking and you guys mention that there is issues, we do take that feedback. We do take it into account, and we try and make legislations that will prevent these things from happening. There's only so much we can do because some people just don't care. Oh, am I going to go to jail for 30 minutes and get a $3,000 fine? I don't, whatever. There's always going to be those types of people. But having something in place is always better than not. It's to, prevent them from doing it.
Going forward again, Michael is he's elected again. You can continue to work with law enforcement liaisons, etc. If you guys bring in that information to be able to protect you guys, where those high traffic areas, where do PD need to be patrolling more? Where do they need to focus on? And with your feedback, we can work with the PD and things like that to get those places to feel safer for you guys. And that's what we want to do. We want to hear your feedback so that if Michael's voted back in and he gets your votes, he can continue to work with that and push those areas and get you guys to feel that you are being supported.
Yeah. Another question I think yesterday on the debate was about PD, I believe, and the spot they're currently in. I don't know. I do believe that PD is better than they were 3 months ago, but I don't believe that they're in a perfect spot as of yet. They're still lacking manpower, which is unfortunate, which is also affecting.
I barely even see any cops.
Well, there has been an
barely see
incident yesterday or the day before, which doesn't help. So there is a lack, and
Oh, that's the hospital thing?
yeah, and because of the lack of personnel, it is affecting G6. It's affecting everybody in a negative way, which is something that I still want to work with PD to get sorted going forward.
If they're not basically having the manpower or woman power, whatever you want to use, how come they're not really like going out there and like doing like open days to kind of like promote PD and bring people in? You know, that
They
would be
are.
a great thing.
They are.
Oh, they
They,
are.
they
They
Okay.
just
just
have an
yeah, they
academy
just had
today.
a
Yes.
massive academy this weekend in which there was around 30 plus people that were invited to.
There
They
is
are-
also
They
another.
are working on
It
it.
is on
Yeah,
Twitter.
there's another academy also coming up. So if you do have the interest in joining PD, I think you should go and sign up in that case.
That's interesting. Okay.
It will be
I'm
for
Again-
leaning
around.
towards EMS, but you know.
It's for around these hours, I do believe. So. Yeah.
Interesting.
If you have any other questions.
No, I think that would be it. Really.
Yeah, I don't think I have any either.
Yeah, I
This
honestly,
might be a hot take.
like,
Go
I
for it.
appreciate your honesty about like trying not to be. Oh yeah, I promised this and that. And, you know, like I appreciate you saying that you can try at the very least.
Yeah, I did the same thing last time I was running. I was trying to not overpromise and oversell things because I know how it is when somebody goes out, and sometimes it's easy to spot. I'd say what little talks goes around and says, "Yeah, I'll bring skateboards. I'll bring skate parks. All of this shit." Is like, but will you though? Like, it's easy to spot when people are just saying something to gain votes.
Yeah, it's easy to pull the wool over people's eyes.
Yeah,
who want to
and
believe
I
what
don't
you
want to
say.
do that, even though it might convince some people to vote for me. That's not my platform, and it never has been. Like, we know there is pain areas, and we do want to fix it, but we're trying to fix it with the tools that we have, basically.
There's also priorities. Some things come
Yeah.
before others.
Yeah. But again, guys, if you haven't voted, this is what Michael has to offer. Also, there was conversation, which unfortunately didn't get in this week, but also about you guys when it comes to Bay City Bank and where you can park and where you can't.
Right.
Because we do know that the toes have been fucking with you guys when it comes to parking outside of Bay City Bank and clamping you, etc. And we know that those areas in which designate that you can park need to be clarified so that you guys are able to have a smoother time outside the bank.
Most people park in the back by the back door.
Lately the toes have been going around the back and clamping you guys if
Really?
you're around there. Yes.
Seriously.
Yes, it's a massive
Well,
issue with it, and so
Is it
yeah.
illegal?
That would
It
be.
fucks over the whole job if they do it too.
Yeah.
I have no issue smacking somebody. I'm just,
I
Well,
think.
what we want to do is basically protect you guys with legislation in which we go, hey, if you're within these parameters, you guys are safe and you're good to park there.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where if you hear it happening, whenever you park somewhere, which is perfectly fine and legal, take a photograph where you've parked, and then someone boots you, you take a photograph of the boot, and then you just take them to court for
But
improper use of.
aren't they required to take pictures for
Yeah,
shit like
yes.
that anyway?
Yes. Right now, as it currently
So, it's
stands, there's just a no parking zone, no parking sign, and all it says is for permit holders, and it doesn't specify anywhere who is a permit holder. That's something that you could be that we can clarify through legislation, so you guys are good to park where you need to.
Yeah.
Damn, it shouldn't even come to that, but I mean, you know,
It
Yeah, I think we
shouldn't,
should
but you
people
know.
will be
automatically,
people.
you know,
So
Yep.
yeah.
Thing is, our trucks are parked there for like less than a minute. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's barely even parking.
Yep. But again,
They
if
shouldn't
it's
be
something that we
bumping
can do in the,
anything. They shouldn't be
mayor's
fucking
office to
doing
make
that. If
your
anyone does
transition
that,
and your
clip
workplace
it
easier,
and
we're
fucking
going to go for
report
that.
their ass.
now what happens
It's
when
fucking
some asshole
dumb
decides to just
that people do
or
everything
claim
to
that, like,
be fucking assholes and
ignorance, like he just I didn't know. I'm
it's
sorry.
actually triggering.
I mean, what they're doing
know?
is they're being pretty sneaky right now, and they're booting you and then saying, "Pay me up front to take the boot off."
Yeah.
So
They can
that
suck a
yeah,
fucking dick.
yeah.
So
The
honestly,
thing is, I've been hearing people saying that when they take the boot off, it can actually end up
It
screwing
fucks
over
your job.
the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the job, and also the
yeah,
vehicle itself. So you can't
us
drive
getting
it.
us getting robbed fucks the job too.
Yeah.
So
Yes, it does. Yeah.
yeah. So that kind of. Well,
Yeah. If you haven't voted, Michael's running because he wants to continue to try and help you guys, especially in this job. As myself and Michael, we're G6 workers. We both were tier 3 drivers, so we do know the trials and tribulations you guys are facing.
question. When is the vote window closed?
On Saturday.
Saturday, 7
Oh.
p.m. EST.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have time. Like, if you still want to
Alright.
hear the other ones out, you can still do so.
Okay.
You said you had a hot take.
Oh, yes. Backtracking a good bit now. The PD quota, correct me if I'm wrong, but that quota affects their own personal paycheck, right? Their performance determines personal pay increases.
It's not for a individual, it's for the entirety of PD.
Well, yes, but I mean, as in like the officer's individual take-home pay, not their own individual pay, but the pay that people receive for being a police officer.
Yes.
So, as of right now, you have officers that, I mean, you hear them bitching about how much their repairs cost and how little they're making. You talk about increasing wages for other jobs. So could we not just increase the PD's pay and then have the quota system still be in effect for the reasons you listed, but go towards a bonus to PD overall budget, rather than having circle like sharks because they need to feel like they need to make their own personal money?
We cannot. Unfortunately, when it comes to anything but their pay, the mayor's office cannot do that. We don't have any say in their budget. And that is not something that we've chosen. That is something that the federal government has said that's just how it is. The same is going for EMS. The same is for doctors. We cannot give them a budget. We can up and lower their pay. We can make their equipment cheaper or more expensive, but that's about it. As for just raising their pay, yes, we could in theory just do that. We don't want to just raise it. They do get a decent pay as it is right now. They're not getting paid the pennies, even though they might go and say that. That is a very small minority that claims that. A lot of the current, the people around these hours, the people around the next hours, do not have an issue with their money nor the quota system. There is flaws with the quota system, I do agree. Something to keep in mind is the quota system is it's something that the current mayor decided to do. It is not a permanent thing. So if I do become the mayor, I could in theory just abolish it and not continue it. It is not something it's not a system that is put in place. It is something that the current mayor is doing by himself.
It's also in its infancy. It's open to changes and it's open to evolving. What you see now may not be how it is in a week or two. It is ever evolving, ever changing. And
Yes.
as you said, the current office have again not had their ability to be able to influence this for long. So
No,
giving
we
them a
had it for,
second
like,
turn
25 days.
they will able to continue because they have a vision. They haven't been able to achieve it yet because they haven't only just been given
No, I don't want
the
to talk
ability to
about
do
the
what they
quota
need to do.
system per se. It's
And so if
Max's
they're
thing.
voting again, they can continue to push down this that should lead to an overall positive.
Yeah, and something to keep
Especially
in
when it
mind.
comes to PD.
Something to keep in mind is that the mayor and anyone that becomes the mayor is able to change the PD's pay. Meaning that, say, somebody like Little Tux, who is most definitely not clean, if he wanted to, he could just say lower the PD pay to the minimum and basically run PD itself into the ground so him and his friends can go out and do whatever. And that's not going to work in G6's favor, nor Grime, or anyone, really.
And then he gets impeached very quickly, right?
Well, yeah, he probably would be,
Exactly.
yes. He would be, but he still has the option to do so. It is for the mayor's discretion to change the pay for anyone basically working any job. So that's something to keep in mind. It is not just, the current mayor. That is whoever becomes the mayor in the future too. That's why I want to make sure that the current pay that I feel like people are comfortable with will stay like that for at least the next 3 months.
I guess the point I was making more than anything, and if it's out of your control, it's out of your control. But when you gamify someone's job into a essentially battle for survival because it affects their resources to, feed, house, clothe, etc. them, they're gonna get petty and they're gonna get aggressive in ways that are maybe unfair or unjust. You make it something that betters a collective, they're going to be more fair in their application of it.
Yeah, but some way to the way to look at it is we could have just left the pay as it is and then not incentivize any sort of pay raise.
People are animals at the end of the day. You back them in a corner, they're going to fight.
Yeah, but again, it's only a minority that is very unhappy with the quota system. But again, it's also because there is a lack of feedback. Like I said, that the what I just was told like a day ago about people pressing charges without giving any sort of leeway for lawyers is definitely a problem. But also, it can change or just completely get removed going forward. It is for the mayor's discretion. Like we want PD
I mean,
to
I
be
don't
able
really
to
give a
survive.
fuck whether the PD likes it or not. I'm going to be honest. I'll just give a fuck about whether they're applying their powers correctly.
Yeah.
We agree. Yeah. It's a fair concern. It's a very valid one. And again, we've heard feedback from people who think that they are abusing it, and so we're looking at ways to change it so that it benefits the majority and that it benefits the citizens as well as directing the PD in a more positive direction.
I had a question, but I completely fucking forgot what it was.
Pepto-Bismol.
Please.
Yeah, do you want it so you don't hurt yourself? It's already been like 30 minutes.
What the fuck, guys?
Dude, you've been waiting 30 minutes. I'm
I'm
pretty sure your
fine.
ass is about
Yeah.
to rip open.
Listen, we've been standing here for this long and it hasn't been an issue. I'm sure we're fine.
It's because you've been clenching. I've been hearing you.
I know,
Guys.
I know. He's been like releasing some
Please.
gas. I've just been trying to hold it in. Like I just
Yeah.
I'm trying
That
to
squeaking
pretend like I'm-
sound was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you do remember, you can always just call me. I am on the lemon list.
You're on that other list. Good.
Sounds good.
Okay, yeah, I will do. I'll make sure.
Thank you for
after.
talking to us
Of course.
after he takes his Pepto-Bismol.
But I also want to say that even going forward, I do plan on just talking to people. Like I will be in the lemon list. I will be talking. I will having conversations with people because we are.
It's the best way.
Yeah, it is for
Just
you
remember.
guys as well.
Just remembered fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Where will it be? Will it be in? What was the last time? Was it Sandy?
It was Cassidy Trail.
Is that the place near Stab City?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
So where will this fishing? Where will we be? where will we be
Anywhere
able
and
to fish?
everywhere.
Huh.
I'd love
Okay.
to rent a boat and just go deep sea fishing. That'd be so nice.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that was the question. That was it.
All right. Well, in that case, I will leave you guys to it, and I do appreciate your time.
That's no problem. Thank you for taking
Appreciate
time to come
yours.
speak to us.
Yeah, if you have
Have a good day,
anything,
guys.
just give me a call.
All right. Sounds good.
Siobhan wants me to check on our income.
Okay.
It's in the red. We're paying people more than we are currently making, so.
I am not surprised.
Hey, Michael, no rush, but I had a look at the time, and you said 8 p.m. Now
Yeah.
it's like 8 a.m. Well, past 8 a.m. the next day.
I know.
And, I'm not rushing you, Michael. I'm just curious, like, was there a holdup? Is everything okay?
No. We'll be back up soon. I'm just the holdup
Okay.
is that I'm having conversations with
Can't.
people just to get some
we're
feedback.
waiting for the
Yeah,
delivery.
it's an important like time for you. It's a really important time for you.
It is, and that's why I will be up there as soon as I am done, and I will have the lawnmower for you.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, no rush, Michael. I was just worried.
Are you still at the
Uh-huh.
house?
Yeah, I'm back at the house now. Yeah,
Okay.
we were getting some groceries. All right.
All right. I will
Okay.
let you know when I'm heading up there.
All right. See ya.
See ya. God damn it, this motherfucker.
Michael,
Siobhan,
have you been busy today?
have I been busy? Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
You're not there to take my votes.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
Because I'm not there to take your votes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. We were at G6 having a conversation. I don't know why G6 is so hyper focused on the quota system, which is a bit interesting to me, but
Why? That's weird.
well, okay, so something that
Because they're a bunch of wannabe coppers.
No. Something that has been brought forward to me yesterday and today now. Due to the quota system, it seems like PD is very hyper focused on pushing certain charges without any sort of leeway for lawyers or anyone to have those get lessened or dropped.
They're not able to get actual plea deals down in the cells.
Yep.
Yes. I was concerned about this too, which is why I'm like, the lawyers need to do their part on advocating for bench trials when that is the case. But guess what happens when there's no fucking judges?
Well, they get shafted.
That's right. They just get shafted.
Yeah.
Because our process has always been to treat people as guilty before innocent, at least in terms of you're going to get sent up and do your time and fine and just plead not guilty, and it's on the lawyer to push it to the docket. Because when it was the opposite, where rather it was on the cops to push things to the docket, the cops just fucking refused. So instead of them doing their jobs, we coddle them, and everybody has to do a lot more work and suffer because they're unable to follow basic instructions. It has been that way for 8, 9, 10 fucking years, Michael. It's not going to change.
Okay. All right.
We will continue to coddle them in some ways and punish them in others, and it's going to be like you. I feel bad for the PD in a lot of ways
I do too.
because I feel like they're not doing things. Their focus is not on the right things. Hi.
Well, no, they're focusing on people's fucking hair colors.
Thank you.
Sorry, outburst.
Love you. Oh, you're fine. Somebody just walked up to me. I'm sorry. What'd you just say?
I
What was
said
your
their
outburst?
fucking current focus is on people's fucking hair colors for
Oh
some
yeah,
reason.
so I just hired. This is why I was calling you. I just hired Kyle Pred because I was talking to Max about this last night, and like I should have staff. I'm the chief of staff. Where the fuck is the staff? And he was like, I'm like, I want to get like secretaries and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like secretary of the press. Hiring first the secretary of the press. Just hired Kyle as attorney general and set him to work to do a class action lawsuit for constitutional right violation of a freedom of speech and the Bill of Human Privileges for the hair color shit to sue the PD in a class action lawsuit.
Oh, well, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
It's a fucking waste of time, waste of resources. I don't even know why.
It is. I would rather them have policing the streets as opposed to policing themselves, which was what we were saying to them for fucking ever during the police continuity plan. And when we were doing all the audits, it was because of that. Because they're, and it sounds like they found some new fucking thing to just be on their bullshit about and police that, as opposed to the things they should be policing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm with you.
Minus 17 million currently.
For net revenue.
Yeah. Over the last 7 days.
Give me a second.
Revenue.
I gotta do math.
Revenue is currently 26 million. Cost is 43 million. And net revenue is minus 17 million. Sandy. Yeah. Whereas, basically 20% or 20 million of the 43 million is to sanitation. Max knows though. I talked to him about it yesterday. He's perfectly aware.
2.4.
Hello,
It's pretty much
Maxwell.
2.5 million a day. We are bleeding 2.5 million a day.
Did he just call me Maxwell?
Yep, he did.
No, I did not.
No, not you. Some G6 employee.
Weird.
Maxwell.
I misidentified you.
Hmm.
It's not even. It's not even Maximilian. It's Maxwell. It's a. Who the? I'm gonna say this right now. I think we gotta raise taxes, but no one's gonna like hearing that.
We'll do it after election season. We'll just have to bleed for now.
Oh wait, why did my thing turn out weird? What the fuck? There we go. Sorry, I was putting up a sign.
Yeah, you're good.
What is? Are you at the city hall right now?
Yeah. I just got in my car, but I can go back up.
I wanna know. I wanna peer over your shoulder at the tablet and have a look at everything.
All right.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna come over. I'm coming back to City Hall. We're gonna do this.
All right. See you in a bit.
All right. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. All right. We're going back up.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Jenny.
Hey, how you doing?
That better?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
How you guys doing?
Good. We're good. Not too bad.
It's good. No, I just had to shoot a former colleague.
Who?
Shoot. What is with
Samantha Sanders?
What? Why did you have to shoot her?
She managed to find a way to get a knife into a courtroom. Was not happy with the outcome of a court case. And stabbed Judge Braun over there with his cane and made an attempt to stab me.
Oh my god. I'm really
How
sorry.
did they get?
Tried to assassinate me.
How did they get a fucking?
Not the best. Hello, Siobhan.
Hi. Good thing you had your gun out, Norman. You moved so quick on that.
Yeah. It fucking sucks, dude. Like, I don't want to have to do that shit.
Prison wallet.
You know,
I think.
Good things with Sam.
What is he, a lawyer?
Didn't always agree.
Apparently, lawyers can bring in stuff.
Whatever is fine. I don't know why she would do this.
This is just asking to get killed. Ow! You guys didn't see that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah. How's the campaign going?
Good. It's rough having to talk to people and all they say is, I already voted. Oh, who do you vote for? Max.
Yeah. Oh, fucking, there's a lot of that, right?
Siobhan. No, I'm kidding.
Harry Potter.
Okay, that's crazy. Look, it
Like
makes
Draco
it makes me
and-
more
He looks like
approachable.
Draco and Harry had a little
Had a
baby.
baby.
Yes, Jenny. I
Hmm.
agree. Okay, he's a
But
good-
the
oh,
glasses, yeah, the
Well,
glasses
put them,
actually
put
do.
them back on.
It makes
Put
me more
them back on.
it makes me more
Put them
approachable.
back on.
They do actually make you more approachable. I'm
It
not
does.
gonna lie.
You
It
know,
does.
I can almost look past
Softens
a little bit of blood on the
your
cheek.
hardcore features.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm scary, is what I've been told like twice today. And
You have a patching crossing your forehead.
so
Why is that scary?
I don't know.
I don't know. Some people find that intimidating. Don't ask me.
Throwing is not something they should do. As
Why
far
Why would
as I know,
Samantha
but
want to stab me?
Struck.
Why? Why would she want to stab either of you? She doesn't have a bar license.
No,
Could be. I mean,
didn't
your
sound
girl
like
hasn't
that's
stabbed
what
me
it was
yet.
about.
You said that's what's gonna happen. Your girl's gonna stab me next.
I don't think Yara's gonna stop you. I think
Showing up,
Samantha
by
has
the
a.
way.
What?
There's a show of force happening here.
Oh shit! What's happening? Is this
I
a
don't
bench
know.
trial for what happened?
Looks like
What's
it.
happening?
She told me, I'm sorry, this is for Kiara.
What the fuck? Okay, well, it was misplaced.
Do you know what she meant by that, though?
I have no
Stuff
idea.
from the security guard, I think.
Well, actually, that's not true. I have a small idea.
Samantha.
You know, Sammy has a daughter the same age as Iris Murphy.
Yeah, the only few judges I've seen around are almost all conflicted.
Oh my god, it's good.
Oh shit! She didn't want me to tell people that. Oh fuck.
Why would you say that?
I forgot.
I don't think she saw the
I
incident.
got a blabbermouth. Hey, don't tell anybody what you just heard, okay? Everyone, you're all sworn to secrecy.
Alright, that's fine. I just want to know why
Yeah.
a good friend of mine just tried to kill me.
You was there. No, I was downstairs.
Well,
You want to go look at the numbers?
Yeah, I want to go look at the numbers
Cases
real
I
quick.
fucking get
Alright.
were, cases where people see people do the crime.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
want
fuck
this-
it. I'm down. Let's do it. Now I'm turning this into a drinking game.
Everyone presumes that I didn't actually
Siobhan.
Okay.
Siobhan, please.
I'm just leaving it here so it doesn't get towed.
Uh-huh. Well, if they tow it, they're towing a vehicle that is currently active. Oh, you can't do that. Wait, no, you can. You can just scoot to the back.
And I could have gone up the stairs, but it's a little work.
Alright, I'll send it over. Income tax.
Thank you. Okay, there's number one. What's the next thing?
Judge salary. There's so much shit. This is all of it. I went to check hunting, but nobody's doing hunting. I guess other than Jenny and Lovesick.
Yes.
Me-ish.
Reviewing.
What would this do? State investment in aerial application of animal reproductive hormones over the state wilderness. Whatever the fuck that means.
Sorry, I was laughing at the judge judge salary slider.
The judge salary?
Slider. It's all the way down.
Well, yeah. DOC is 80. Why is it? DOC is making more. No, that's not true. The base of DOC is less than the judges, I guess.
Wait, hold on. Okay.
We've only paid out 92,000 to the city council over the last week.
We're-
It's like nothing.
Oh, that's why we're bleeding.
Well, if you look at Sunny,
I'm looking at just the fact that revenue was so low. Revenue was a lot higher before.
yeah, people bought their cars, and now there's like no revenue at all from that. People barely buy houses, so I don't even know where our primary revenue comes from.
If income tax was higher, but it's not gonna be. Where does our primary income come from? When I looked before,
Fines, yeah, probably fines.
outside of vehicle purchases, people food, like senior buns and whatnot, is good money for us.
Is it?
Senior buns is actually decent money. Like next to nothing from the clothing stores, right? Very cheap to buy clothes. We have a lot of fast fashion.
The fine
cheap clothing.
cost. Where was that again?
I need the Excel. I need the fucking Excel file. I want the Excel file from all time so that I can actually show like the difference from when we started
this
fucking
one?
with stuff and how it impacted everything. I need a giant fucking Excel file. That's what I need.
Fine cost.
I can make a bunch of bar graphs and do a bunch of projections based on how we change these things.
I don't understand. The one that's called fine costs. Adjustment to the cost of issued fines. What does that even mean? Does that mean we make more money?
We make more money. So fines are currently higher right now. So for an example, failure to signal was $60. It's higher now. Hold on.
This is so backwards sometimes.
It's 75.
That is so
So
ass
it's at
backwards.
25% higher.
It's a... So, okay, the reason I'm confused is because it says 1 million. But if you look at, say, sanitation, that's what we paid. We paid 14 million. So if you look at that...
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Big expense.
But the way it looks now is that we paid $1 million from the state in fines, not that we made $1 million. Like, it doesn't really what is that word again? Differentiate?
Differentiate?
Like, where
Wait,
is...
sorry, I was not paying attention. Can you say it again?
No, I'm just trying to figure this shit out. I might just be dumb as a brick. It says revenue, not cost. Oh, you're looking at this? Oh, cost. Revenue, cost. Never mind, I'm just dumb. I wasn't reading the fine prints. It's revenue, and then the other one says cost, so I'm just an idiot. You would think that when you get 12 hours of sleep that you would just be somewhat sane, but nope.
Actually, you know what? No,
there.
if you sleep too much, it actually has like the opposite effect. When I get like a lot more sleep than I normally get, I'm actually fucking exhausted. Like I'm sleeping too much makes me tired.
No.
That sounds crazy.
No, that
it does
sounds
the
about
same
right. Yeah, sounds about right.
So we've only in the 30 days basically that this has been in effect, we've lost 7 million. So, but that's still money going out, and we're not making.
I'm looking at all the costs. Yeah, you're not kidding. Sanitation is fucking huge. So between the recycling machines and Sani, that's 20 fucking million.
Yeah. If I up it to the last 30 days, we've been paying sanitation 33 million. We've been paying tow 13 million.
It's like 2.45 million a day in Sani expenses.
Oh, groups. We've been paying group 6 21 million. So we're
shit,
basically
really?
paying, yeah, we're paying group 6 and sanitation the most. Trucking is only 10 over the last 30 days. This is definitely after election we need to tweak these a little bit or up taxes. We never got confirmed if Mary was going to run or not. It depends on people running it. Yes, obviously, the more people running, the more there's going to be payouts. So. But there isn't like a fuck ton of G6.
File. I want to look at where the revenue is coming from.
Well, you just have to look over the entire thing and then see where it says revenue.
Okay,
and
listen
add
up.
it all together.
I'm not gonna do all of that. But what I will say is that, you know, if fucking cops could fucking catch criminals and fine them, we would get more money from fines.
Yes. What do they do? Nothing.
But they're too busy policing themselves.
What does Grime do? Nothing.
Jenny, what do you think of hiring Kyle as Attorney General? What are your thoughts?
Called it.
Okay. A little bit of chaos in your life. I get it, Siobhan.
I'll send him to work on a class action lawsuit against the PD for infringing upon officers' rights to freedom of speech for their hair. Because we wrote that in the Bill of Human Privileges very
Sanitation, the only
specifically
job
to
that
be
actually
freedom of
helps the city.
speech without
Well,
censorship
yes, but
by
also
the government.
no. G6 is needed because they get cards that is used for the maze bank heist. So you can say that G6 is
And Kyle was so good in court against
necessary.
Sammy just now. Holy shit, he fucking actually had really good legal arguments.
That's why
When he
people are
puts in the
fucking
work, he's
flipping on a
fantastic.
dime now. Like,
It's when he
hey, maybe we
gets
shouldn't be
bored.
robbing
You have a
G6
problem.
because we need the G6 card to do the maze
But
bank
what if he
heist.
felt like he was always
I don't know if
facing
anyone
a
has
challenge and
succeeded
he
yet.
could, like, a hill he could never quite climb. He was always on the journey and he could never get to the destination, so he would never get bored.
He doesn't work that way. He wants ultimate power. So
That
after a
sounds like
while,
Kyle.
he'll just snake away to find more power.
Now I have to. Look what you've done. Look what you made me do.
I realized that it's very loud, so you have to like hold it far away from your cigarette. How much does the state make from utilities? I don't know. We can check. Probably not a lot. Do we? How
What's
much?
crazy is how little we spend on judicial salary. Holy shit, they don't work that much.
Looking at the taxes, we don't make a lot. Over the last 30 days, we made 2.6 million from general taxes, 300,000 from fuel taxes, 4 million from vehicle taxes, and 4 million from income tax. And I guess we do get paid straight when people buy a vehicle that goes to their state. Where the fuck would I look for that? Chidori, thank you so much.
Wait, for what?
Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you
Can
can
you,
stream.
like, expand anything to look
No,
farther into details?
No, this is all I got.
Look,
So-
I don't know, Michael. This is not. I don't have. I can't see it. I wish I could.
I don't know if I should. Max doesn't want me to see this anymore. At least I don't think so. No, he doesn't want me to be able to make the changes. I don't want to be able to make changes either. I feel like being
I
able
just
to
want to see it. I don't want to touch it. I just want to see it.
I know.
I love data. Data is beautiful. QQ.
No, what I'm saying is when we sell a vehicle at Mosley's, all that money goes to the state. But I don't think I can check that. I don't know where that would show. Oh.
Hello.
Mr.
Hi there.
Mayor. Do you know when we sell a vehicle, that goes to the state, right? Does that show anywhere?
You talking about selling a vehicle between two different people?
No, like when they buy the Mosley's.
Yeah, it goes to the state account.
Yeah, but does
Yeah,
that
all
show
that,
at
all
all?
of those things go to the state.
Yeah, but is that tracked? Like, does it show as
Yeah.
revenue anywhere?
Yeah.
Does it?
It's probably in the transaction.
Oh.
Transaction history.
Oh, there you go.
Like if you were to audit the account, then you would probably see
I could
it
see it
there.
all in the Excel file. I could
Hmm.
see all of that, and I can see who was doing what purchases, like what bank accounts. We could even see who's like the biggest contributor to the state account. Like if there's an individual person who's purchasing a lot of things and is funding us a lot,
I used to be able
we
to
can
see
figure out
who
who
had
is the wealthiest person in Los Santos that way.
I used to be able to see that. I can't anymore.
Sad.
Sad, yeah.
You know Sammy, Max, Samantha,
Yeah.
my Sammy, she just stabbed 2 judges
Sounds
in
like
the
she might-
courtroom.
Yeah. She had the legendary Bahamas knife.
I was about to say, did they throw it through the fucking?
Yes. Roman told me that is what he saw.
She has the legendary "your friend will probably never be seen again. Sorry, Beb" knife.
I understand. I understand. God, I told her not to do this. I'm eating while smoking. This is kind of trashy. It tasted like smoke.
I don't know. I feel like you can get away with it if there's a
All right.
Delicious.
It was delicious.
if there's a role play behind it, but then
I put
again,
up signs everywhere
that's,
already. First off, not bust anybody to the polls today because I was too busy watching that court case.
so how did that court case go?
Kyle won. He made a really fucking good argument that there wasn't proof of ownership. Like, TLDR, there wasn't actually a preponderance of evidence showing that Samantha actually had standing towards the claim, like standing to the claim to be heard. So, he went for a 2-prong attack. It was very good, and he won. Max, I hired
God
Kyle
damn
as
it,
Attorney
Max,
General.
you
Do you disagree with this decision?
Asshole.
Does he have a bar?
Yes, he has a bar license.
Oh yeah, he does.
Sure, I don't care.
An actual lawyer. Great. I've set him to work on a class action lawsuit against the PD for fucking with people's constitutional rights to hair stuff, because freedom of expression without censorship by the government, etc., etc. Too busy policing themselves instead of the streets, which is why our fine revenue is down from what it was. Our fine revenue is also probably down because of adoption fraud, let's be real. I'm not joking. That was a big amount of money.
that's the
coming
thing
into
though,
state
right?
With the
A lot-
clowns committing like 10 adoptions.
Yeah, I was
a
about to
week.
say where did we even get that? Yeah, where the fuck did that money come from though? Like the clowns were generating so much revenue somehow.
Hey, thanks, Jimbo.
Which I think might have been a loophole in itself.
Cool, and also, I mean, your pay might be going up if you guys met the quota.
It's the same thing as what happens when I
we
charge
still gotta
Chatterbox
finish the audit.
$150 million in contempt.
I mean, it's just basic math.
It's just inflation creating fucking imaginary money out of overdraft.
Yeah. Have you looked at the quotas?
Oh god, we have to look through quota reports. I at least did like I went through like the first couple of days already, so I'm at least going to go through 7 days now. It'll only be 5. It's not so bad. Might have saved myself like an hour. Alright, well this was some good stuff to see on the sliders.
150 million. And all that would go to the state? When we find somebody, does the entirety of that fine go to the state?
What?
When somebody's fined, does the entirety of that fine go to the state?
Yeah, it does right now. The entirety of the fine goes to the state. I mean, technically, because when the officers were getting paid out the 50% commission, technically that was coming out of it, so they're only getting like 85%, right? But since that's gone, they do get 100%. So. We're spending a lot of money on Sunny.
Yep. That number's gonna go way down.
In a week.
In a week.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yup.
Thanks, Michael.
Yep.
You locked the store like a cunt.
It's time to campaign.
Alright.
Time. Go to bed.